Hi students. Now we will discuss about the topic virtual memory. So this virtual memory contains only addresses. That means, for example, so the processor, whatever the data it requires, it sends a request to the main memory. Okay, then this main memory sends a request to the secondary memory. After that, whatever the data is stored in the secondary memory, that is sent to the main memory, and then this main memory is sent to the processor. This is the general processor. In between, cache is also there. Okay, so for example, if you want to listen a song, okay, or a movie, okay, so uh, that movie size is 3 GB, for example. Okay, but our main memory size is 1 GB. Okay, so that secondary storage stores that 3 GB movie. So in order to execute that movie, so this virtual memory stores that rest of the means the 2 GB address locations. Okay, so for that purpose we use virtual memory. Like virtual memory is nothing but is extended memory. Okay, so see here, it refers to a technique that automatically move program or data blocks into a main memory when they are required for execution. The address generated by the processor is referred to as virtual or logic address. So the virtual address is translated into physical address with the help of MMU. So this virtual address contains logical address. So that is going to be translated by that is going to be translated into physical address with the help of memory management unit. Okay, during every memory cycle, MMU determines whether the address word is in the address word in the memory. If the word in the memory, then the word is accessed and the execution proceeds. Okay, otherwise a page containing desired word is transferred from disk to main memory. Okay, so using DMA transfer, the transfer of data between disk and disk is nothing but a secondary storage. Memory is nothing but is a main memory. Okay, is performed. So see, this is the diagram for the virtual memory organization. So first, this virtual address need to be, so this processor sends a address, so that is a virtual address that is going to be translated as physical address with the help of memory management unit. Okay, then this physical address sends to cache. Okay, then this cache sends that physical address to the main memory. If that data is not there in main memory, then this main memory sends that physical address to the disk storage. Why we are using here DMA transfer means, this is the mm, a slow unit, and this is the when compared to main memory, disk storage is storage capacity is very high, so fetching becomes very slow. Okay, with the help of DMA transfer, we reduce that time. Okay, transformation becomes less. Okay, for transferring the data from main memory to the secondary storage, it takes, in general transfer, it takes a lot of time. With the help of DMA transfer, DMA transfer is a fast transfer. Okay, that's why we use here DMA transfer. Okay, so this is the concept of virtual memory. Okay, so virtual memory is the general, in general it contains only addresses. Okay, so virtual memory address translation. So all programs and data are compared of fixed length units called pages. So these pages concepts are you learned in your OS also. Okay, the page consists of block of words. The word occupy contiguous location in the memory. So the page is commonly ranges from 2K to 6K bytes in the length. So all the programs and data are compared with the fixed length unit called pages. Okay, so that page contains a block of words. Okay, so cache bridges speed up the gap between main memory and secondary memory. Okay, Then each virtual address contains virtual page number, then offset number. Means in a catchy sorry in a virtual table is there, so that virtual table contains virtual page number and offset. Okay, so virtual page number plus offset specifies the location of a particular word in the page. Okay, page is nothing but this page is stored in virtual memory. Okay, page table, so this page table contains the information about, so whatever the page table in the virtual memory, the it contains the information about memory address where the page is stored. Okay, current status of the page. So this both information this page table contains. Next one is page frame, an area in the memory that holds one page. Okay, next one is page table base register. Okay, so this page table base register, so this see here all the terms here only. Okay, virtual page number and offset, this is the virtual address. Okay, mm, from processor. Okay, so it checks the whatever the processor sends virtual page number and page table address, then we are going to be add these both page table address and virtual page number, then we have to check where it is. Okay, in the control bits, if we get that data, then the page frame we get the pages from page frame in memory. So this is the page frame and offset value. Okay, so this physical address in main memory. So this is how we are going to be translate the virtual memory. So this is the virtual address and we need to translate this virtual address to physical address. Just now I told you in this diagram. So first the processor sends a virtual address, then the MMU translate the virtual address and translate with the help of MMU physical address. How this means, with the help of this table only. Okay, this is the page table exist in virtual memory. Okay, so the control bits in a page table, the control bits is used to specify the status of the page while it is in the memory, indicates the validity of the page and indicate the whether the page has been modified during its stay in the memory. Okay, coming to page faults. Okay, so page fault occurs when a program generates an access request to the page that is not in the memory. Okay, so whatever the page we required, that is not there in the page. Okay, that is not there in the memory. Okay, then when MMU detects a page fault, the MMU asks the OS to generate an interrupt. Means whatever the required data is not exist in memory, then this MMU detects that page fault. Okay, and it sends a it asks OS generate interrupt. Okay, so interrupt signal, uh, it tells to OS create a interrupt signal. Okay, so then the OS suspends the execution of the task that is caused the page fault. So because of data is not existing there, so uh, the OS suspends the execution of the task and begins the execution of another task whose page in the memory. So whatever the data that is there in memory, so that execution, that task is going to be performed. So means page fault means when the program generates access request to a page, means the processor send a request to the memory. Okay, whatever the data it requires, if that data or if that page is not there in the memory, then the MMU detects that page fault means that page is not there in the memory. Okay, then the OS creates a interrupt signal for, for we, why? Because means the page fault arises here. Then OS suspends that current execution of the instruction or a current execution of a program, and it continues next instruction or next task whose pages are in memory. Okay, when the task resumes, the interrupted instruction must continue from the point of interruption. Okay, if the new page is brought from the disk, the when memory is full, okay, disk must replace one of its resident pages. So same problem rises in cache memory also. If the new page brought from the disk when the memory is full, so the disk must replace one of the resident pages. So in this also we use LRU algorithm is used to remove the least referenced page from the memory. A modified page has to be written back to the disk and before it is removed from the memory. So in this case, write through protocol also used. Okay, so this is the virtual memory.